I'm Renick, Food and Beverage Manager for SEEPEX Incorporated. Welcome to the Food Pack Expo 2012. This is the BTM Progressive Cavity Pump, the pump that not only pumps liquids, but also macerates large solids and turns them from large solids into smaller components. We take the large solid, which can be a fruit or a vegetable, in its whole form. It drops into the hopper. The auger within the hopper then pushes that material into blades which are rotating and which are also stationary. These solids are then pushed into the rotor and stator. The rotor and stator, which is the pumping components of the BTM pump, then force the material into the secondary grinder. The secondary grinder then reduces those smaller materials into even finer materials. So taking the product from a large material and turning it into a fine slurry. This pump is used for juicing applications, for example, as well as waste reduction and liquid reduction for carting the waste material away. This is what we refer to as the cone hopper pump. This is a newer device used for easily conveying fruits, vegetables, materials which you would not like to damage. The material is gravity fed into the cone hopper, and at the bottom is the opening of the rotor and stator. As the rotor is turning, the opening allows the material to fall within the cavity, spiral through the pump, and discharge at the bottom. In addition to being a cone hopper, open hopper design, you'll find that there's no mechanical seal at the top of the pump, which is very important in the conveyance of food materials. At the bottom, you'll find the split stator, or what we refer to as the SST. This stator technology is unique in that rather than having one continuous tube with the elastomer contained within, it has stator segments. The stator segments are what keep the elastomer contained and form the stator tube. What you see here is the BWC pump, another SEEPEX innovation. Rather than having two joints located within the pump suction housing, we incorporate one single joint. In place of the secondary joint is a stator which floats within the housing. As you can see, there are very few components associated with the SEEPEX BWC pump. Both the suction side and the discharge side of the pump are fastened in place by tri-clamp connections. The tri-clamp connections aid in the very fast disassembly and reassembly of the pump. This is an example of the split stator technology found on the cone hopper pump. One stator segment is fastened to the other via the stator segments. As you can see, it's very simple. By removing the bolts, you can then remove 1/2 of the stator elastomer. This design was developed in order to aid the very quick disassembly and reassembly of the pump components, stator and rotor. The pump that you see before you here is the BTH. This is a patented pump technology also developed by SEEPEX, in which you have a concentrically rotating auger found within the hopper of the pump. This design is unique in which that the concentric auger is able to completely evacuate the pump housing, a technology not found in any other progressive cavity pump company. Because the auger is not connected to the coupling rod on the pump, it's able to move in a concentric motion. That concentric motion allows for the complete evacuation of the hopper, which is very unique to the SEEPEX design. Some of the other devices to note on this design are the TSE, dry run protection, and overpressure protection via isolation ring and pressure sensor. These two devices ensure the safe operation of the SEEPEX progressive cavity pump. All of the safety devices can be monitored from the SEEPEX control panel. As you can see on the base plate of the pump, there are load cells. The load cells are monitoring the amount of liquid or semi-liquids found within the pump suction. The load cells are controlling the speed of the pump when the pump is in auto mode. So, if you're pumping high viscosity materials, we have a pump for that. If you're pumping materials in which you want to handle gently, we have a pump for that. If you're pumping materials of high viscosity, of low viscosity, we have a pump for that. SEEPEX.com. Please visit us.